Well, today was actually the second time that Donald Trump was accused of committing federal crimes by federal prosecutors in federal court right here in New York City. First time was exactly 108 days ago on August 21st in the same case when Michael Cohen pleaded guilty to those federal crimes that he said he committed, quote, at the direction of Donald Trump, who's identified only as individual one in the case. Michael Cohen said then that those crimes were committed for the principal purpose of influencing the election of the President of the United States. Today, the prosecutors filed their sentencing memo in that case saying that Michael Cohen should get, as Rachel and I just discussed, a substantial prison term for his crimes against the United States of America. Donald Trump is identified in the prosecutors' filings simply as individual one. But the filing notes that in 2015, individual one, quote, began an ultimately successful campaign for president of the United States. In committing two of Michael Cohen's many federal crimes, prosecutors say, quote, he acted in coordination with and at the direction of individual one. So individual one has committed two federal crimes, according to federal prosecutors working in the Trump Justice Department. Now, there is actually nothing in the Constitution that says the President of the United States cannot be indicted and charged with a crime. There is nothing in the Constitution that says the President of the United States can never be charged with a crime and never put on trial in court while he is serving as President of the United States. That is not written in the Constitution anywhere. In fact, the United States Supreme Court has ruled that the President of the United States is subject to personal civil litigation and can be dragged into court and into trials in civil cases while serving as President of the United States. Paula Jones established that legal principle in her civil case against President Bill Clinton. It's merely a relatively recent Justice Department tradition, outlined only in memo form, that says the president should not be indicted. And so the only conceivable reason why Donald Trump has not been indicted as a co-conspirator in the Cohen case is that he won the presidential election that he conspired with Michael Cohen to illegally effect. If Donald Trump lost the election and federal prosecutors were pursuing this same case, he would be facing exactly the same consequences as Michael Cohen. He would be charged with exactly the same two campaign finance violation crimes for arranging secret payments to two women during the campaign to buy their silence about their sexual affairs with Donald Trump. Michael Cohen said under oath repeatedly that Donald Trump was a co-conspirator in his crimes. The prosecutors have now said repeatedly that Donald Trump was a co-conspirator in Michael Cohen's crimes. And now Michael Cohen is facing substantial prison time for those same crimes. And Donald Trump is facing what? Will Donald Trump be the only president in history accused by federal prosecutors of committing federal crimes who does not then face impeachment for those crimes? Congress moved to impeach Richard Nixon when the special prosecutor described his crimes. The House of Representatives moved to impeach and did, in fact, impeach Bill Clinton when the special prosecutor showed that he committed perjury in that civil case involving Paula Jones. And so if history means anything in the Trump era, if precedent means anything in the Trump era, Donald Trump must be impeached because of the crimes prosecutors say he committed in the Michael Cohen case. Prosecutors outlined other crimes unrelated to Donald Trump that Michael Cohen committed, including multiple counts of tax evasion, some of which involved his taxi business, and false statements to financial institutions when applying for loans. A separate sentencing document on Michael Cohen was filed by the special counsel's office today. In that document, Robert Mueller describes Michael Cohen lying to Congress about his efforts in coordination with presidential candidate Donald Trump to pursue what Mueller calls the Moscow Project, which included business opportunities in Russia for Donald Trump, including building a Trump Tower in Moscow. The special prosecutor's sentencing recommendation was for leniency based on Michael Cohen's very helpful cooperation with the special counsel's investigation. The special counsel's filing indicates that there could be much, much more for Donald Trump to worry about in what Michael Cohen has been telling Robert Mueller. The defendant has met with the special counsel's office for 7 proffer sessions, many of them lengthy, and continues to make himself available to investigators. His statements beginning with the second meeting with the special counsel's office have been credible. The defendant's assistance has been useful in 4 significant respects. First, the defendant provided information about his own contacts with Russian interests during the campaign and discussions with others in the course of making those contacts. The defendant provided a detailed account of his involvement and the involvement of others in the Moscow project. The defendant also provided information about attempts by other Russian nationals to reach the campaign. Cohen spoke with a Russian national who claimed to be a trusted person in the Russian Federation who could offer the campaign political synergy and synergy on a government level. The defendant recalled that this person repeatedly proposed a meeting between individual one and the president of Russia. Second, Cohen provided the special counsel's office with useful information concerning certain discrete Russia-related matters core to its investigation that he obtained by virtue of his regular contact with company executives during the campaign. And third, Cohen provided relevant and useful information concerning his contacts with persons connected to the White House during the 2017-2018 time period. And fourth, Cohen described the circumstances of preparing and circulating his response to the congressional inquiries.